Hey, Em, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm in the living room.
Oh. All right, I got your message. What do you need help with?
I got these guys for the weekend.
Aw, puppers.
They need a bath. Could you help me?
But they're pugs.
Yeah, but they're very uncooperative pugs.
All right. Hey, guys, who's ready for a bath? Well, those are some strong pugs.
I did try to warn you. So, this kind of thing happens to you a lot? Does it?
Yeah. Now you know why I don't have you on my channel more often. Well, we might as well talk about some trash.
Since we're in the trash.
Kill everyone now. Condone first-degree murder. Advocate cannibalism. Eat shit.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Trash Reviews, where I take a look at the trashier side of cinema. We have a special guest with us today. My friend Emily is joining us, reluctantly.
Hello. Thank you for having me. But if I have to be honest, I'd rather be anywhere else.
Yeah, I get that. Anyway, today we're looking at a very entertaining, innovative, shot-on-video post-apocalyptic movie.
And that is Moonchild. So, this was my first micro-budget film, and that's all due to Justin and his fabulous taste in movies. I quite enjoyed it. I was expecting something different. I've seen some low budget and some crappy movies. But this one, I was pleasantly surprised. I was expecting, very cheesy bad acting. I was expecting, ketchup for blood and single shot terrible scenes with, sometimes they get a little
Bad.
Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna say it. Some of these are just bad. Just all around bad. This one, I decided, it was pretty much all around good.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to show people with this series, is that micro-budget movies does not equal bad. There is good stuff out there, and like I said, I will be the first one to admit there's a lot of crap out there, but there's also a lot of crap in big-budget movies, so for me it's not much of an argument.
Yeah, that's true.
So basically what we have here is a post-apocalyptic movie. We have this guy named Jacob, who is who was forced to be participated in this experiment. To create super soldiers by fusing his DNA with a wolf. Now, the wolf doesn't come in until closer to the end of the movie, but this is a post-apocalyptic movie where he gets together with a ragtag group of outcasts trying to overthrow this authoritarian regime in this post-apocalyptic world and save his son, who they are using to create more super soldiers, basically.
It's a lofty goal to micro-budget all of that plot And I was, there's a lot of action. It's an action movie. It's a solid action movie.
It's one thing to make like a horror movie or a smaller movie with no budget. It's another thing to make a post-apocalyptic action movie with no budget.
Right. There was costumes. There was all sorts. There was a lot of props. There was a lot of cars.
They.
There's a lot of cars.
There's this whole action sequence with cars where you have stunts and you have explosions, all with, like, from what I understand, the budget was about $500, I believe. And they had action sequences with $500.
Yeah, and probably a lot of donated cars.
Donated cars.
A lot of cars.
Like, I didn't have time to watch the making of for this, but you could tell that most of what they got was probably given to them by friends. He got a group of his friends together, because these are not professional actors. Maybe they are in some capacity, but it's just a group of people he got together to make this post-apocalyptic action film.
Which is another reason why the acting, I was surprised by. It wasn't just people reading off paper, kind of cue cards behind the camera kind of deal. It was, they put a lot of effort into it. A lot of effort, and it showed.
Try hold it a little steadier and I can get one!
One of the things I was most impressed with was the fight scenes in this movie. Because, like, plenty of movies have fight sequences in them, and it's one thing to, have people fight and film. It's one thing to have people fight in your movie. It's another thing to film it the right way. Because if you don't film a fight sequence right, it's either shoddy, like you can tell, it's like, oh, that fist was 5 feet away from him when he swung, or the camera is still, and the fighting may be good, but it's boring because you're seeing it all in just this one...
In the one shot.
Static shot.
Yes.
Whereas with this one, they knew how to cut the camera. They knew how to place the camera throughout each scene. And, yeah, okay, I won't say these are like the best fight sequences I've ever seen, but they are very impressive fight sequences, especially given the fact that they had no money.
I could tell right away.
Yeah.
As soon as I watched the fight scenes, I was like, wow, they really put a lot of effort into this. This is nicely done. Nicely done. I believe that guy did just get kicked in the face.
There's also some decent practical effects in this movie. Like, admittedly, the guy doesn't turn into a full-blown werewolf until closer to the end of the movie. And the final werewolf costume is a little cheesy, but it's to be expected in this. But there's a thing where he, like, transforms partially, and the practical effects are decently done.
I was also impressed with the amount of people that they had in this movie. They really called upon everyone they knew, I imagine.
Probably.
Because if I had to call upon everybody, I could have phone numbers for to show up at my house. I probably wouldn't have that many extras.
Well, it's
they
like,
really nailed it with the extras.
well, even if they didn't have a lot of extras, they made it seem like the groups were bigger than they could have been.
Yes.
Which is another thing that I like about this movie. Is, yes, it's a small budget, and you can tell they only had a few locations to film, but they do a good job at making this little movie seem much bigger than it is, making this world in this movie seem much bigger than it is.
Right, it expanded out of the 2 or 3 little locations that you would expect to see in a really $500 movie.
Well, you said you were impressed by the amount of locations and how many they used in this film.
Oh, they were all over the place.
Yeah.
They're on the streets, they're in fields, they're in parking garages, under bridges, whatever.
Driving these cars as somebody's trying to kill them.
Driving the cars for a significant distance, right.
With explosions. Explosions in like a $500 budget movie.
Oh, they must have got in trouble for that.
Now, you are a fan of sci-fi, and so...
And Post-Apocalyptic is my favorite
Really?
genre.
Okay,
Yes.
so we picked a good one for you to talk to.
I've watched most of those.
Yeah. So yes, like
Good and bad.
yeah. So are you glad that you gave this movie a chance?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say I'm hooked, but I don't think that's a hook down here in the bottom of the trash can.
Now, after I showed you this movie, would you be willing to give other micro-budget movies a chance?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know if we might have set the bar a little high.
I'm going to tell
This was a
you.
good one.
I'm going to tell you no.
Ooh.
As
Intriguing.
much as I enjoyed this movie, but then I have watched more micro-budget movies than you have. This is like something that I am very passionate about. So I've seen a lot of micro-budget movies. I've seen a fair share of shot-on-video movies. And while I personally wouldn't put it on the level of something like Shattered Dead or At Dawn They Sleep, because those movies blew my mind, I would put it on the same level as something like Video Violence or Redneck Zombies, because those are great movies as well. They don't reach the same levels as the one I just mentioned, but they're great movies as well, and I would put this as the same level as those. So as you can tell, we recommend this movie. Obviously, I highly recommend this movie, but as an outsider to my channel who has never dived into this before, Emily?
Even as a newcomer, I am sold. Yes, I will definitely be watching more of these micro-budget movies. They are entertaining, at the very least.
And impressive when done right.
And then also just doubly impressed with the effort that is put into it when it doesn't need a lot of money. I like A for effort. A for effort. I like A for effort.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'll keep that in there.
Because money is,
Yeah.
not necessarily equal to effort.
So you see the value in what we do
Absolutely.
on this weird series.
I sure do.
Yeah.
I sure do.
Yeah, even though we're in trash cans.
That part I could probably live without, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean-
it happens, I guess.
It happens to me frequently, so...
So it happens.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Still worth watching the movie, even if I end up in the garbage.
Thank you all for joining me in another episode of Trash Reviews, and thank you, Emily, for joining me for this review.
Yeah, well, I didn't really have any say in the matter, but you're welcome.
I hope you're all having a good day, or at least a better day than us right now, and, well, I guess I'll see you in the next video.
What do we do now?
Not much. We're pretty much stuck here until someone comes and gets us out of these things.
You want to play 20 questions?
Sure. You think of something first.
Okay, I got one.
Alright. Is it animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Yes.